What's up, podcast fans? It's your buddy Adam, the PhD, the previously heavy dude, and this is a very special episode of the Million Pound Mission podcast. We're going to get to listen in as I do a one-on-one coaching session with one of my clients for my Transformation ReBoot program. And we're going to dive deep into the transformation danger zones and come out the other side with a clear action step to take so that they can continue making progress towards those awesome goals that they've set for themselves. Now, don't forget that right now, registration is open through the end of July, where you can do a free 10-day trial of the Transformation ReBoot program and reclaim control over your transformation. Now, let's dive into the episode. All right, Heather, welcome to your hot seat chat session. What would you like to focus on here today?
I'm focusing on making sure that I'm not my worst enemy type thing. So you know how I overthink things. You know, my goal was to do those little pull-ups and I panicked about those, and so sometimes I'm my worst enemy, but I think all of us are that,
So where are you seeing that kind of manifest itself here the last few weeks?
I think that I build myself up because I I'm going to do this is my goal, I'm going to do that, and then all of a sudden I'm doing it and I'm like, oh crap, I'm doing what I said I was going to do. And I think of Robin and her mud run and how proud I am of her doing that, and I'm thinking I could do that. Just set a goal and make it happen and not panic about why I'm doing it, going, oh no, I'm doing it. That's my problem.
So what other areas have you seen that happen other than like the pull-ups? You achieved that goal and kind of freaked out as you were doing it. Where else is that happening?
Yeah, I'm trying to think where else it is. I think in making sure that my meals are good, that I'm making healthy decisions, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, everybody else around is drinking. I don't want to drink. Well, maybe I should have one because everyone else is doing. As opposed to, no, I really don't want one. I can do this without drinking.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of us kind of get trapped in this limbo of that area that exists between where we currently are and that goal. And, you know, when we measure, when we analyze, like you've come a long way, like you've accomplished some awesome things. And that, like when we measure, we always measure what we've already accomplished, right? And I feel like what you're feeling a little bit is as you approach a goal, or as you hit a goal, you're kind of diving into that zone that's outside of your comfort zone, right? It's new territory that you're like, ooh, this is different, and that manifests in different ways. Like when people work out, sometimes they freak out. Oh, I'm gonna hurt myself. You know, if I go past this, if I go outside my comfort zone, I'm going to get hurt, which is, you know, there's potential for that there, but it's not like the norm if you're doing the right things. With weight loss, a lot of times people will be like, oh, I'm doing so well, but when am I going to screw this up and gain it back? Like with that voice.
I'm always waiting not to fall into that spiral of doom, as you said. I just want to do that. So,
and that's just an ingrained process. That's an ingrained habit that you've built up over years of trying to figure this thing out, right? Yes. And the conversation switcher, the old switcheroo that we need to make is, all right, I've been through this a few different times. So, you know, I've lost weight, I've gained it back. I've maybe gotten strong and then hurt myself and lost it or whatever. But right now you've got a new, very effective tool in your transformation toolbox with the whole ReBoot system, with all the support, all the accountability, people like me that we can just have these little sessions with and just kind of sort things out. And you've never had that before. And that's, most people are out there trying to figure this out themselves, and they're hacking it out and be like, you know, I got myself into this mess. I'm going to get myself out and I'm going to talk myself off the ledge. And like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And it's not necessary. You know, I just did my big interview with Gretchen Rubin, which I was like so nervous about. And so like, it went so well. But one of the things she talked about was like, we have to realize that we all have certain tendencies and we operate in a certain groove, and just accepting that and being like, okay, I don't have to work like somebody else. I don't have to work out like somebody else. Just because they do a certain thing doesn't mean it'll work for me. I don't have to set goals in a certain way. Like I need to find my groove and be cool with that and work. That's where you're going to be most efficient. So, you know, if you're somebody that gets really fired up by a certain type of a goal, then that's awesome. Let's go after that. If certain goals make you really nervous and kind of screw you up, then let's avoid those, just because, like you said, you saw in Facebook group, like Robin did her first mud run. We were all super psyched about that.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm so excited for her.
yeah. But that doesn't necessarily mean that would motivate you, or that
Oh, no.
that would be the perfect goal for you.
Just doesn't.
Yeah. So I think the key thing is, when we measure, no matter where you stand in your journey, measure from where you started and be proud of that. And don't freak out about what lies ahead. Like, you're just marching towards that. Like, if you hit your pull-up goal, or if you go a certain string of days without cheating on your diet or whatever, like, that's, all money to the good. Like, we've accomplished that. Nobody's going to take that away from you. But also keeping that mindset of, what's the type of a goal, what's the type of scenario that really is keeping me engaged mentally, that's keeping me fired up. And you can always borrow those from other people and experiment and be like, all right, 28-day cycle, I'm going to set this type of goal and see what happens, and see if it really keeps me engaged and fired up. And if it doesn't work, we try something else. So kind of keeping that experimental mindset, and we'll find something that really you feel, just excited to get up and pursue on a regular basis. And whether that's like overall, human performance or strength or endurance stuff or self-mastery, that's another big one of just feeling like you're in control. So is this making sense, or do you feel okay?
I know, like in July, I'm going to swing by Indiana and stop by the gym. So my goal is to actually take part in exercise, and sweat next to Brooke, and just make my sweat angel, and be able to do that, and not go, oh, I got to get a drink. I got to get a drink. But just be able to do that and stay. And I think it's probably on Wednesday, so I don't have to do the Ring of Death on Tuesday is the Ring of Death.
I might. Whenever you show up, I might just do something special for you. Heather's class.
Or no, the Ring of Fire. That's what it's called. The Ring of Fire. I know Dave always talks about that. Like, that does not seem like fun.
Oh, it's lots of fun. Hey guys, just a really quick break in the action. I hope you're enjoying this episode so far. This is just a very quick reminder that my Transformation ReBoot program registration is currently open, and you can start your free 10-day trial anytime between now and the end of July. Now, once registration closes, you won't be able to get in until October. So do not delay. Start your free trial today. Head on over to millionpoundmission.com. Now, let's get back to the episode. What type of goal do you feel like isn't so scary for you? Like that's not super intimidating?
Yeah, I think I just want strong in my arms to be able to lift things. I don't want Michelle Obama arms. Might be possible down the road, but not yet,
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'll do.
What do you feel like you could do on a regular basis that will just drive you towards that general direction?
And then, like, I meet with the trainer Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So usually Tuesdays and Thursdays we do the arms, and Wednesdays we do the legs. So and it's working. It's working. I just every time I'm always panicking, like, oh, is it doing? I'm like, yes, it's doing something.
Yeah. So you've got a good track record of somebody that you're working with that you trust, that's producing results. You're getting closer to that goal. You're putting in the work, which a lot of people, like, that's the error. Like, oh, I have this great goal. And okay, what are you doing to pursue that goal? I haven't started yet. They're thinking about it and they're journaling about it. But that doesn't, the rubber meets the road in the gym or wherever you prefer to sweat. So no, I think you're putting in all the right work. So when we get in our own heads about stuff, I think it's always good to, whether you're a journaler or just a thinker out louder type of person, but just sit down and at the end of the day, just ask yourself the question, what did I do today to move myself in the direction of my main goals?
Yes.
If you did, like what I prefer to do is in my journal. Like, I was actually just doing that before we popped on here. I did a little break in between sessions and I was writing down, like, Gretchen Rubin interview, rocked it. Boom, huge. That brought me towards one of my goals of pursuing and growing the podcast. We had an all-time best podcast download month. And so boom, I wrote that down. Celebrating some of these things, it makes it more real and it makes you more able to kind of sit with it and realize, like, yeah, damn, I've accomplished this. And, I'm not going, oh, I did this amount of downloads, but I'm still not at blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I did that and I accomplished it and I'm proud of that. So just sit in that for a minute, at least while you write it down. Like, if you write down 3 things every day, just give yourself 10 minutes to sit in that and be like, yeah, I did that. That's
so work on gratitude.
Yeah.
Stop saying, but still.
Yeah.
Stop saying that. I'm a big, but still, I want it. No, just focus on gratitude. You're telling me. All
Yes.
right, will do.
Yes. Or I forget who I just interviewed recently that said you have to stop shoulding on yourself. Um, so I should be able to, yeah, but I should, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, stop shoulding on yourself and don't should on me. And that will, So gratitude and not saying, but ... or I should be able to ... is that's, it's diminishing your accomplishments that you should be really proud of. Right.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it.
So when you knock out a great workout or you do that pull up, like just be like, hell yeah, that's amazing. I just did that and high five your trainer and hug everybody in sight and just really celebrate and post in the group so we can all celebrate you. Like that's why I was so excited about. Like we've got a lot of people that are accomplishing things and posting about it in the group, and we all kind of feed off of that. But again, the ego and the competitive nature comes in, like I should be able to do that, or maybe I'll do that thing that person did. And then if you don't do it as good or as fast or as well as they did, then, oh man, what's wrong with me? So we have to, all that comparison, we got to get rid of. And
did I tell you, I showed my trainer some of Ian's videos. I said, what do I need to do that? She's like, get a new trainer.
That's funny. That's funny. Yes, Ian's
She's like, I can't even. But he's doing his upside down handstand thing.
Yeah, like handstand walks and push-ups, and it's legit. It's tough stuff. Really, but nothing's really out of the question. It's just how much work are you willing to put in, how much time are you willing to put in, and anything at all is possible. So, is that helpful? I mean, do you feel like
it is? I do. Thank you.
Mentally on the right track.
Stop shooting on myself.
Stop shooting. That's the main takeaway. Quit shooting all over yourself, Heather.
That's exactly what I'm doing. So I won't do it anymore.
All right. Good.
All right,
good. All right. Well, if you need anything, you know how to get a hold of me, and I'm proud of you. And I want you to be even more proud of yourself. All right.
Yes. That's what I got to do. Instead of listening to my mom tell me how good I am, I actually have to believe it. Right.
Yeah. Say it yourself. Exactly. All right, my friend. Well, I will. I'm sure I'll be connecting with you here soon on one of the chats or inside the group. But I appreciate you and I'm proud of you. All right.
Well, thank you, Adam. Have a good night.
Well, hey there. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you are ready to reclaim control over your transformation momentum, then it's time to head on over to millionpoundmission.com and start your free 10-day trial of the Transformation ReBoot program today to get full access to our one-on-one hot seat coaching session, just like you heard with this episode. Now, with this program, you're going to get plugged into an amazing system of positive accountability, an incredible community of like-minded people, and you always have a rock-solid game plan to work from. So important, right? Now, speaking of important, momentum is precious, and I want to help you create continuous positive momentum towards your transformation goals starting today. This very moment can change everything for you. Now, registration will be closing at the end of July, and you won't be able to get in again until October when we launch a new group. So head on over to millionpoundmission.com and get all of the program details. Now, remember, the perfect time to reclaim control over your transformation is right now.